This video we're going to talk about your theme options panel, and as opposed to trying to explain what it is, we're just going to dive right in. I'll go over it. At the very bottom of your toolbar you'll see a section called theme options. That's where I am right now. Most of this is self-explanatory. Here's your logo, so if you need to upload, if you need to update and or upload a new logo, your main one that's right here, here's where you do that. Now, a lot of the features on WordPress will auto crop, will size for you. This logo needs to be exact size. The system is not going to crop it for you. So if you ever change it, make sure you kind of keep it within the same dimensions, because if it's bigger, it's gonna mess up this whole area. Okay, your favicon, that is what's showing up right here. See this little G right here? You want to change that out. I don't know what you're using for favicon, if you actually have one, but if you want to replace this G, which I assume you do, with something that's styled toward or branded towards your website, you would upload that here. It needs to be an ICO file as well as 16 by 16. That's the sizing, 16 pixels by 16, which is how big this is. Which I guess it's an oxymoron. It's not big. It's quite small. All right, homepage. One little thing is your text ribbon. So that's this right here. I can change this out as often as I want. So all I got to do is fill in this box, hit the save button, boom. Next, we will see the contact section. Basically, what we do here is choose which sections, which thumbnails that are going to show up on your About page. So let me show you real quick, because you're probably wondering what the heck I'm talking about. So here's our thumbnail. We have a thumbnail view, and then we have another thumbnail. We choose from this drop down what is showing up there, and these are actually pages. So any page that you make from this point on, new pages, whatever, will show up in this list. So right now, I don't know that you ever would change that or need to change that. Hey, but if you want to, you can. Contact information, obviously this is self-explanatory, your address, your phone number, you know, all that good stuff. Your footer, all right, your copyrights, these are for your, your awards or your, I guess your icons or whatever. Now, keep in mind, these will have to be uploaded again once they're moved to your server. Right now, these paths are on our server. So if you come in here and these are missing, we can re-upload them again. A lot of the stuff will get carried over automatically, but a couple things won't process through, and we have to do those again. Okay, layout settings, you can change your hyperlink color, whether it's an underline rollover, whether it's what the hover color is, no underline. And real quick, just so you can see what I mean, is let me see if I can find something with a link in it. I can't, so let me show you real quick here. Well, as quick as possible anyways. Call this link. Here is a link, right? So if I come in here, I want to make a link, I can just like you do an email or whatever else, or in Word processor or something. So I made my link. Here's a link. So when you make links, at this point there's a system default of what the link's going to actually look like. In the editor, it shows this little ugly blue with this line. Obviously, your site's not going to look like that. So it's a lighter blue with a line. So if I want to change that, by default, I have a system styling by default. I do that in the theme options section that we were just looking at. So we're running a little bit slow today. Boo. So where are we? Layout settings. So, for instance, this is just for effect. No underline. I want to, whoops. Turn some ugly brown, then have underline. Save. Will I click save, or am I imagining things here? Okay. See, now we have the red, and then we have a brownish orange rollover. So now it's by default. Every time you make a hyperlink, it's always going to look the same. Up to you how you want to style that. And if you just want to go back to the default, we just delete this stuff out. And then revert. I think it was none, and then with underline. Now, real quick before I forget, see this restore defaults? That is system-wide for this panel, meaning this restore default does not restore your hyperlink colors. Let's say you come in here and you make these hyperlink changes and you're like, oh, I don't want to go back, I don't like it, and you hit restore default. That restores everything, not just this section. So if you made all these changes in this options panel and you click this, guess what? Lost. So I would use that as a last, resort. I would actually say stay away from that. Typography, like we told you before, you're going to have control over general fonts. If I remember correctly, it was a little bit hard to explain to you exactly what fonts you can change, which, is fair, makes sense. If I say you could change fonts, you're going to generally think, hey, I could change everything everywhere. Yeah, kind of true. But some things are just so embedded in the code we can't. Like this section, this ribbon text, we can't really mess with that. There's some things you can't generally, update. However, something like, let's see, where was that page I just made? The link page. However, this is just a quick setup here. So if I have a title here, like you're writing about something, you're making a page, whatever, and then I want to make this, let's see, heading 3, right? And then my general copy, my general stuff. Now I have a heading, I got some stuff, and right? So here's my title. You see that? Title. I think that's your blackjack stuff, maybe. I could be wrong. And then here's my style. This is my title, and this is my body copy. So we can do that. So you'll see heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. We're using, I think I did heading 3. So if I come down here and I choose Architect's Daughter, and then I hit save, pretty sure I'm doing heading 3. I hope so. Now look how it changed. So that's heading 3. This is your general body copy. This right here, that's in the editor, right? So we have heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you have your paragraph text. Okay? And then your colors. You can change your colors. I strongly recommend not to get too creative with your font choices and etc. Stick with 2 or 3 fonts and be done with it. The more fonts you have, the more confusing it is to people. Same with colors. Stick with your colors. We give the option to clients. We kind of hope they'll scale back as opposed to going overboard. All right. Okay. Fonts. We hooked up Google Fonts for you. And as you can see, it is a lot of fonts. Okay. We've already uploaded blackjack, so you don't have to worry about that. So if you know a font you want and Google has it, you just come in here and you click it. Save it. Now it's part of your list. Easy peasy. Social info. These work by placing in the URL. So if I'm looking at the front end, I'll see 5 of them in here, right? So if I come in here and I delete out a URL for Wedding Wire, boom, gone. So all you gotta do is place in your URL and it'll show up. Put it back in there, refresh, bink, there it is. All right, that's it for the options panel.